No matter how tightly you zoom into the peninsular country slightly smaller than Connecticut, you won't find a single river or naturally occurring lake. Rain here is measured in millimeters, as on average, the country receives less than a centimeter of precipitation a year, making the sun-baked, desolate desert country the world's fourth driest. So instead, they've invested in these desalination plants, deep bore wells, and massive human-made reservoirs which extract, treat, and store the precious water that makes life here possible. Such processes, of course, are extremely expensive, just not for Qatari citizens who enjoy free water utilities and thus rack up some of the highest domestic water use per capita in the world. This heavy demand pushes a strained supply to the point that Qatar ranks somewhere in the top 5 most water-stressed countries every year. Expensive to procure, but free for citizens, the country's water utility signals extreme state wealth, which Qatar certainly has, but it's also a lot easier to provide free utilities when only a fraction of the nation's population is actually a citizen. Of the nearly 2.7 million people living in Qatar, only about 11%, or 330,000, are actually Qatari, making Qatar, on estimate, only the 4th highest represented country of origin in Qatar. By bringing in millions of low-wage laborers, Qatar's population has grown more than fourfold since 2000. Already tiny in area, and dry as anywhere, the country's arable land has hovered between 1% and 2% over that same period of extreme population growth. There's no agriculture here. There's just no food. For calories of any kind, Qatar imports a stunning 90% of all its food the world over, spanning from relatively nearby Turkey all the way to the US and Canada. And this import industry only continues to grow as the taste for comparatively expensive products, fresh beef, frozen meats, baked goods, are leading the way in year-over-year growth. At base, Qatar's a country with no food, no water, and now a population that dwarfs any historical precedent on the peninsula.